What if you had to survive 24 hours in Greek hell? You're falling. Chains of fire burn your arms as you plummet out of control. Below, millions of souls scream in eternal agony, and they're all looking directly at you. But there's something much worse than the fall. A blood-red digital timer appears in your vision. 24 hours, and you understand immediately. Every second that passes is one less second of real life. Wait, why are your hands shaking like this? Why can't you remember how you got here? A raspy voice echoes from the depths. Welcome to my realm, mortal. It's Hades, Lord of Death, and he's smiling like someone who already knows how this story ends. You stand up on a plane of charred bones stretching infinitely. The air burns with the smell of sulfur. 5 rivers cut through the landscape like wounds in reality. 24 hours to find the exit, Hades explains. Most give up in 3. The brave ones die in 6. Timer, 23 hours, 58 minutes. But there's a secret about this challenge that even Hades didn't mention. A secret that could save you or destroy your sanity forever. Would you run or face the god of death?
A growl makes the earth tremble. Cerberus emerges from the shadows, 3 heads the size of cars, fangs dripping lava, eyes like black holes in the universe. The monster studies you, sniffing the life in you, and smiles with 3 mouths simultaneously. You have 3 options: run and become a hunting toy, fight and become dog food, or... Wait, why do you instinctively know that music calms Cerberus? This information just appeared in your mind. You start humming, quietly, a song your mother used to sing. Cerberus stops. All 3 heads tilt, curious. Timer, 23 hours, 40 minutes. At least it's not a chihuahua, you think, trying not to laugh at your own madness. You choose to flee, but realize you're running in the wrong direction, toward the heart of Hades, toward where something much worse than Cerberus is waiting. And there's more. Your memory is failing. You can't remember your own name. Is this normal in hell, or is something terribly wrong with you?
5 rivers stretch to the horizon like serpents of liquid death. Styx, pure hatred boiling in black waters. Acheron, infinite tears of eternal lament. Cocytus, ice that burns with absolute sadness. Phlegethon, lava where unforgiven crimes burn. Lethe, crystal waters that erase memory, family, humanity. Wait, why does Lethe seem familiar? Why do you feel a strange chill when looking at these waters of forgetting? Timer, 22 hours, 30 minutes. You need to cross at least 1 river. No bridge, no boat. Any choice could mean an eternity of agony. But then you see something that not even the underworld guides mention. A 6th river, hidden, almost invisible. And there's something in this river that's calling to you, as if you're already connected to it somehow. Which river would you choose, knowing your decision might not really be yours?
Charon emerges from the mist, ferryman of the dead pushing his vessel of bones and despair. 1 gold coin, mortal, always been the price. Your pockets are empty, obviously. Who dies thinking to bring money? Timer, 21 hours, 15 minutes. But wait, why do you have the feeling you've been through this before? Why do Charon's words sound like a distant echo? What if I tell you I'm not like the other dead? You shout. Charon stops, turns slowly. They all say that, child. But I'm still alive! Charon's smile widens impossibly and macabrely. Hell's Uber doesn't take cards, dear, but it accepts other forms of payment.
He studies you as if he were waiting for you, as if he knew exactly when you'd arrive. Is this coincidence, or have you been manipulated from the beginning?
Epic and urgent. Cinematic rhythm with sharp contrasts. Fast in chaos, slower in revelations. No monotony. Every line feels like survival. A plane where suffering has taken physical form. Tantalus, eternally hungry, fruits moving away when he tries to reach them. Sisyphus, pushing a stone that always rolls back. Prometheus, devoured by an eagle that regenerates his liver infinitely. Timer, 20 hours exact, flashes red like a dying heart. Tantalus sees you. Please, a drop of water. Sisyphus stops. Help me just this once. Prometheus raises his bloodied head. Break these chains. 3 requests. 3 opportunities to waste precious time. Would you save a criminal to save yourself? You extend your hand to Tantalus. For a second, he smiles with pure gratitude. But your compassion just awakens something that should have stayed sleeping. And there's more. You're starting to remember fragments. A steering wheel, brake lights, the sound of twisted metal. Why are these memories coming back now?
3 howls pierce the air. The Furies have awakened. Alecto emerges like poisonous smoke. Megara materializes with claws like swords. Tisiphone carries torches of pure hatred. Compassionate. They hiss in unison. We detect compassion. You run like you've never run in your life, because technically you're no longer alive. Timer, 18 hours, 42 minutes. Wait, why do you know exactly where to run? How do you know these tunnels? Furies fly behind, howling like apocalypse sirens. Claws scratch walls, leaving grooves that smoke acid. You hide behind a rocky pillar, desperate breathing, heart exploding. Absolute silence, more frightening than all the screams. A voice whispers in your ear, "We found you." You turn, nothing there. They don't hunt by smell, they hunt by guilt. And you're feeling guilty about something you still can't fully remember.
Golden light cuts through the darkness. Persephone appears like spring lost in hell. Flowers sprout where she steps, wither instantly. You shouldn't be here, mortal. The living don't belong in the realm of the dead. Timer, 17 hours, 20 minutes. She extends a bright golden key, opens the back gate. You can escape without facing my husband. Why do you hesitate? Why does part of you want to refuse the help? Why would you help me, you ask? Because I'm also a prisoner. I know the taste of freedom and the weight of invisible chains. You take the key, feeling cold metal burn mortal skin. Not all gifts from gods are blessings, she whispers. Some are just disguised curses. The key will take you to him, not away from him. And now you remember. The hospital, doctors screaming, someone crying by your side. How can you remember the hospital if you're in hell?
Judge of the dead awaits you. Circular room where billions of judgments echo. Minos holds the scale of eternal justice. 3 questions. Wrong answer means eternal punishment. Timer, 15 hours, 45 minutes. Hour of despair. First question. What is a mortal's greatest fear? Being forgotten by those we love. Minos nods impressed. But why do you know the answer? How are you absolutely certain? Second question. What is more powerful than the gods? True love. Not even gods can completely destroy it. Minos' eyes light up with respect. The third question isn't about you. It's about who you left on Earth. Your heart stops. The world collapses. If you return to life, someone you love will die in your place.
Life for life, soul for soul. Now you understand. The hospital memories, the real timer. You're not visiting hell, you're dying.
Hades' palace like a cathedral of nightmares. Golden key opens gate with dying person's sigh. Timer, 14 hours, 10 minutes. Labyrinthine corridors. Portraits follow you with eyes that drip blood. Hades waits on his throne of Titan bones. Enjoyed the tour, little mortal? He snaps his fingers. World dissolves. White room. Hospital. Smell of disinfectant and despair. Look down. You see your own body on a stretcher. Pale, motionless, artificial breathing. Car accident 3 hours ago. Severe head trauma. Deep coma. The timer doesn't mark survival in hell. It marks time before they turn off the machines. The Hades you crossed was your mind dying neuron by neuron. Everything makes sense. The impossible knowledge, the fragmented memories, the déjà vu feeling. Final choice. Accept death or fight to return with possible permanent damage. You stand up trembling. I choose to fight.
Everything explodes. Hospital and Hades fragment like broken glass. You run through shards of two colliding realities. Right, world of the living, doctors screaming, losing vital signs. Left, underworld crumbling, Hades roaring fury. Flame of life ignites in chest, most primitive force in universe. Timer accelerates, doctors deciding. Prepare to disconnect support. Tunnel between realities closing. Hades pulls you with shadow claws. Different light, someone crying by your side. Love from someone who refuses to say goodbye. Few seconds remain. Please don't leave me. Voice of the person you love most begging you not to give up. Final decision. You grab the light, pull with total force. Silence. Darkness. Beep. 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 Heart monitor. Eyes open. Lights burn retina. Tubes in throat. Pain in every cell. But breathing. Alive. He's awake! Doctor, he's awake! You survived. Literally. But in your hands, Hades' symbol carved in palm. Voice whispers in mind, you never really escape my realm. Your fight against death caught the attention of other gods. Zeus is interested in mortals who break nature's rules. If 24 hours in Hades was impossible, wait until you face the King of Gods in 24 hours on Olympus. Subscribe to discover what this mark means. Your journey through Greek myths has just begun.